I'm looking at this right now, and I just realized the solution to starting from scratch if you're completely broke the whole time, Habibi, the solution was actually in the Quran. And the entire time, it was just staring at us, and we never realized that it's there. Habibi, do you realize if you're broke right now, if you're completely broke, like no money, if you had no money right now, Prophet Musa alayhi salam was actually in the same situation as you, except that for him, it was way worse than you. So the story starts when Musa alayhi salam, he was walking around like the city of Egypt, and he just killed one of the guards. So I'm pretty sure they look like this, man. And so Musa was living here, and as soon as he killed one of the guards, the very first thing he did is he escaped the city. So he went from here, he walked all the way here, and then he continued from here all the way to here. It's a long journey, and he was doing it all on foot. So Musa alayhi salam, he went from living like a prince to now living with literally nothing in his pockets, nothing to his name. Like, it's the definition of being the broke of the brokest. It's the definition of literally starting from complete scratch. And the beautiful part about it is that this entire thing was actually documented in the Quran just because Allah knew that this is basically a situation that most of us are going to be in. And all we need to do is like Habibi, just learn the lessons and apply them. These lessons are staring at you in the face, but you're not applying them. So in this video, I'm literally going to take all these lessons, install them into your brain, so that if you're completely broke right now, and you're trying to make 10K in the next whatever many days, ASAP actually, this is truly going to help you. And Habibi, once again, this is not from me. This is directly from the Quran. So if you're a Muslim, you can't ignore this. So if you look at this map right here, once again, the very first thing that Prophet Musa alayhi salam did is that he stopped thinking. Can you imagine, Habibi, can you imagine if you're going from here all the way to here? If I was there, I'm just imagining myself, if I was actually there and I walked from here all the way to here on foot, the very first thing I would do is I would actually lose all hope. But Prophet Musa, what he did is that when he went from here to here, all he did is just, he stopped thinking. He didn't think anymore. He basically set an intention in his heart, and he's just like, you know what? This is the direction I want to walk in. So all I'm going to do is just walk in this direction and not think anything. So he went from here all the way to here. Habibi, if you've actually been in the Middle East, this is such a long journey. So most of you guys, listen, when you guys are starting anything, like a TikTok page, a YouTube page, or starting like a business, the very first video you post on YouTube, it gets no views immediately. All of you guys are just like, you know what? This is not going to work. I don't think this is for me. I'm just going to go back to studying whatever I'm studying because this right here is not for me. Can you imagine what Musa alayhi salam, if he was right here and then he's just like, you know what? This is not for me, man. I don't think there's literally no hope in here. I'm just going to go back and just face the people. Can you imagine? And it's so funny because this is something I actually preach about a lot, which is to do more and think less. A lot of you guys think so much and you do so little. And let me tell you something. If you actually had the ability to go inside two people, one person is very broke and one person is very rich. If you go in these people's minds, what you'll notice is that the broke person, in their head, the type of thoughts they have is just thinking after thinking after thinking, and the thoughts are so stale. The thoughts are so dead because they're thinking, and then they're thinking of all the excuses, all the things about why this thing they're doing is not going to work. But if you look on the other side, inside the head of a rich person, they think actually more ideas than the broke person. But the only difference is that these ideas, as soon as they think of them, immediately they go and act upon them. So what they do is that they shorten the time between idea and thoughts. So right now, if this was a thought and this was an idea, wait, my bad. I don't mean idea and thought. I mean like idea and action. So right now, if this right here was like an idea or a thought, and this right here is like the action, the broke person, this right here is like the time. This right here will be taking eternity. For the rich person, they reduce it. As soon as an idea comes, immediately there's a thought. So this is the very first thing. Prophet Musa alayhi salam was not thinking. He just set the intention and he started walking and he stopped thinking. There was no more thinking. So stop thinking, Habibi. Just start doing. Stop thinking. So that's the very first thing he did. But then the second thing he did is that when he reached this area right here, which is called Madian, which I believe is actually present day Jordan. So just imagine with me, you're a guy who's actually handsome and you're jacked. Like I'm pretty sure at the time, Prophet Musa alayhi salam was actually benching way more than me. But just imagine like you're just a guy with no money, like nothing to your name. No one knows who you are. On top of that, Prophet Musa, he had like a different skin color than the people who are actually in Madian. So these people here, they were all Arab, but Prophet Musa was not Arab. So can you just imagine, like at the time, a bunch of Arab people, and then they see some guy who's like, you can tell this guy is not from us. But the very first thing he did is that as soon as he actually went to the area, he saw there was like two girls who were trying to like water their goats. But these girls, they couldn't water their goats because at the well, there were like a bunch of men. So these girls didn't just go because there was just a bunch of men. But Prophet Musa, once again, this guy was actually jacked. So what he did is that he went up to the girls. He didn't say anything, by the way. He just went up to the girls. He took the goats and then he went to the well. He took away the guys and he just watered the goats. So when he finished watering the goats, he just went back to the girls and he just like, here you go. And he said nothing. He just gave them the goats and went back and sat under a tree. So I'm reading the ayat about what Prophet Musa did, about how he would just water the goats and all that stuff. And I'm reading the ayat and I'm just like, isn't that the definition of you providing value and asking for nothing in return? Isn't that the exact same thing that Alex Hermosi is preaching? Isn't that the exact same thing that if you actually read this book right here, it's called Reality Transurfing, it tells you about how whatever thing you want, you need to be able to actually go and provide enough value without asking for anything in return. And as a result, you get the exact same thing that you want. And this right here is what Prophet Musa alayhi salam was doing. He saw there was a problem. He realized that, you know what, I can actually solve this problem. And he just went, he solved the problem, and he asked for nothing in return. Nothing in return. And then what's funny, what's actually very funny, is that one of the girls actually comes back, and then she's just like, hey, my daddy wants to talk to you. So Prophet Musa, he's like, oh, okay. He just went with the girl, and then the dad, he was talking to Prophet Musa, and he was like, listen, I can tell that you're like a good man, so I want to hire you so you can work for me. And the beautiful part about it, Habibi, the beautiful part about it, so if you see right here, one of the girls, she was just basically saying these exact words right here, which basically says, إن خير من استأجرت القوي الأمين, which basically means, no doubt about it, the best kind of person you could hire is the strong and the honest. Now listen, when I was reading these ayat, man, in the beginning when I was reading them, it didn't really hit me as much as, like, now when I actually understood them. Do you realize what this means? Listen, Habibi, I just told you, Prophet Musa alayhi salam can bench way more than me. Prophet Musa alayhi salam, he was completely broke. He was broke, right? But he still had one thing that he can actually use to provide value for people. And so when I realized that, I just realized there's actually, none of us are actually broke. All of us, we all have something that we can do to provide value for people. Like you right now, Habibi, you have something that other people don't have, and you can actually use that thing to teach others or help others, and as a result, you'll stop being broke. Like, trust me, you know when I say if it's in the Quran, it's like a divine law? Like this right here is actually a divine law. If you want to get something, you have to go out, provide some value, and then you'll get back the exact same thing that you want. And in this case, Prophet Musa, he's like, I'm strong, I'm going to use my strength, get rid of these men, water the goats, and help these two women. And listen, like I just wanna like install this into your brain. This is such a divine law that if you just use it, you'll see results immediately. Because I've used it myself, Habibi. So I told you, like at the time when I was like I was broke, but not like completely broke. I was selling eyelashes, right? Like for dropshipping, I was dropshipping eyelashes. But then I'm like, wait, like I wanna start increasing my profits. So the very first thing I did is I'm just like, wait, I just realized there was actually a bunch of like people, especially women, who want to learn how to sell lashes. So what I started to do, like I literally wrote an entire ebook teaching girls how to sell lashes. So I was making around like 2 to 3K a month selling lashes. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to make an ebook teaching girls how to make 2 to 3K a month selling eyelashes. And so that is what took me from like making 2 to 3K a month to making 10K a month. And Habibi, it doesn't have to be just like you teaching people how to make money. Like the other day, actually, I went to my in-laws' house, and then I realized I'm like, wait, there's like a knitting machine. I don't know what you call it. I just think it's called like a knitting machine. So I'm trying to search it up right now, like knitting machine, but these things just keep coming up. So this is not what I mean. Like, you know those like small machines that you can just move around and then you just put like fabrics in them. It's like, like that's what it does. You know those machines? So anyway, like I was just sitting at their house and I realized there's like the machine is just right next to me. So I'm just like, I was thinking, I'm like, wait, knitting. You do realize if you know how to do knitting, you can actually start selling that skill online. And let me show you something. So I was just searching up on YouTube. I found this woman right here. It's called wool knitting or needles handles or needles hands. I can't read, bro. And I'm just looking at her account. So I'm just like, okay, is she actually making money? And she just posted one day ago, which means that, yeah, she is making money. So I just took her account and then I went on this website here. It's called viewstats.com, which is a good site to see if someone's actually making money on YouTube. And I'm just like, okay, she's actually making $2,000 per month. So I looked at how much she's been making like overall. Overall, she's made $26,000, and she actually started in end of 2022. So she's made $25,000 or $26,000 in a year. So exactly in a year, she's made, like in this exact year, she's made $22,000. And this is just from ad revenue. But then if you look right here, she has a website, Wool Needles Hands. And so you could see, literally just from her website, she's selling the exact same thing that she's knitting. Now, if this girl was, like, obviously she's very smart because she's doing this stuff, but if she was just a bit smarter, I mean, I'm sure you're smart. If you're watching this, you're smart. But if you're just like a bit smarter, you would actually be making an ebook or like a course teaching people how to knit. Just because you're already making, like the girl, you're already making like a bunch of videos on like knitting and stuff. So if you just put a course on knitting, you'll realize like there's a bunch of people that are watching who are actually going to be interested in buying a knitting course. And this is such a small niche, but it's still able to make you at least $10,000 per month. In fact, I just found another YouTube channel talking about how to do knitting. And this guy in the last 28 days, he's made $2.4 thousand. But so far overall, he's made $102,000 from this channel. And he started around, like you could say, 2022. So in 3 years, he's made $102,000. But this right here is only from the ad revenue. And once again, he has a website right here, which if he just includes like a digital course, a digital product on how to do knitting, a lot of people are going to be buying because a lot of people are already watching his videos. So right now, if you know how to play soccer, like let's just say the level of you playing soccer is like a 3 out of 10. Well, you do realize there's a bunch of people who are at 0 out of 10. And if you just make content teaching the 0 out of 10 how to play soccer and become better as a soccer player, and then from there you just start like putting like a digital product, those people are going to be buying from you, man. Because once again, what you're going to be doing is that you already have the skill, but you're just going to be making content, providing value without asking for anything in return. And your course is just going to be there. So whoever actually wants to learn more from you and who actually likes you, they're just going to automatically go and buy your course. Because once again, this right here is like a divine law. Find something that you're actually good at. Something that even if you're a 3 out of 10 or like a 4 out of 10 on, there's a bunch of people who want to know how to do this thing that you're good at, but they're not good at it. And then just go and teach them. Like Habibi, this right here is literally a secret from the Quran that nowadays has become so easy just because of digital products. So if you take the secret and you use it in your own life, you'll notice that nowadays this is easier than ever. So what you need to be doing is basically sit down with yourself and just realize like what are the skills that you're actually good at. Like Habibi, please trust me, you're actually good at a lot of things that most people are not really good at. And I know like every time I tell people this stuff, they're just like, okay, but like I'm not really good at anything. Or the stuff that I'm good at, no one really wants to go and buy the stuff. If your grandma was actually good at knitting and you're good at literally nothing, go and use your grandma. Tell her, listen, grandma, let me make content for you. Let me make videos of you doing the knitting stuff and try to like extract knowledge from this woman, from this grandma of yours, and basically teach people through your grandma how to become better at knitting. Obviously, like make sure like she actually wants to do it. Don't just go and force your grandmas, please. Please don't force your grandma of anything. And then the last thing that Prophet Musa alayhi salam did is that when he helped the girls and then he just went and sat under the tree, he just made a dua. He was like, Rabbi, inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin faqir, which basically means, Rabbi, like my Lord was the one who's actually taking care of me all the time. Right now, for whatever good you would send down to me in need, whatever good you want to give me right now, I'll basically go and take it. Which basically means if you're broke right now and like you've made this dua or you made the intention and then an opportunity comes to you, most of you guys, for some reason, you're just like, no thank you. What are you doing, bro? So at the time, Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when the girl came up to him and she was like, my daddy wants to talk to you, he just like, okay, let me go and talk to him. So her dad was like, okay, listen, I want to give you a job. I want to give you a job and I would like for you to actually marry one of my daughters. Can you imagine if Prophet Musa alayhi salam, he was just like, no, thank you so much. I don't need the job. I don't need to marry your daughter. Thank you so much. I'll just go and handle it by myself. How silly would that have been? Like you just made the dua and Allah's already given you an opportunity. Like he's literally giving you a wife and then he's giving you a job. And then most of you guys are going to be like, no. I can't just go and get a job. I can't do like a 9 to 5. If Allah is giving you a 9 to 5 and he's giving it to you after you're actually asking for help from Allah, just go and take it, bro. And then the beautiful thing about it here is that I don't know if this is actually true. I just feel like it's true. And it's just that when you actually get married, you'll start making a lot more money. I know in the West here, a lot of people say, oh, if you get married, like your money is done. You can't be making any more money. That's why there's this joke where it's like a girl can actually help you become a millionaire if you were already a billionaire. I don't know why this joke just goes around here, like in the West. But Habibi, like in the Quran, when you actually get married, you'll make more money. When Prophet Musa got married, he started making more money. He started getting more rizq. Like he actually started getting a job that's going to supply him. So these are the 3 things that I just wanted to tell you, man. Like the very first thing is that, please, bro, stop thinking. Can you imagine if like Musa alayhi salam was just like worried and thinking and just overthinking and making up excuses? Stop thinking. Do more, think less. Once again, thoughts and action Try to reduce the time between thought and action. If you just get an idea, immediately go and act upon it. And by the way, when I'm saying like if you get an idea, immediately go and act upon it, I don't mean like if you get an idea to go and like burn someone else's houses down, don't go and do that, please, bro. But if you get an idea of like, you know what, right now I'm just getting this inspiration that I should go and make a video about a certain topic, then go and do it. The second thing is that he provided value without even asking for anything in return. And once again, this book right here talks like exactly about that. I forgot the exact quote that they used, but they just said it's like whatever thing you're trying to get, you need to be able to go and give enough value to get that exact same thing that you want. So before you get something, you have to go and give something. And this is not in the sense where it's like, oh, before I get fame, I have to go and sacrifice my son. That's not what it means. It just means that if I want, like, for example, $10,000 per month and I want it ASAP, then okay, I actually have to go and provide enough value first before I go and get this $10,000, because me providing this value is basically me getting back this $10,000. And by the way, once again, like anytime I actually needed money, I'm just like, okay, who's there that needs my help? And then I just go and help people. And then for this one, it's like, just realize like, what are you actually good at? So in the case of Musa alayhi salam, remember, like no one is actually broke. Well, Musa alayhi salam was broke, but he was very strong. So you right now, if you're extremely broke, just realize there's one thing that you're actually very good at that not a lot of people are good at. In this case, Prophet Musa was good at, like, for example, strength. And it's like, who did he help? He helped women who were weaker than him because they couldn't water the goats. So if you're good at, for example, like once again, soccer, just go and help the people that are worse than you. Don't worry, it's like, oh, but hold on. Messi is like very good, is way better than me. I can't go and compete with Messi. You're not competing with Messi. You're not competing with anybody. You're just going and helping the people who are worse than you. And it doesn't always have to be in like the make money online niche. And by the way, like it's so simple. The way you're going to be helping people is just through making content. That's all. Just making content. So it doesn't matter if it's like you're going to be picking TikTok or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. It doesn't matter. Just pick whatever platform that you're also good at and then just go and provide value in this platform. And then lastly, he just made a quick dua. And then when an opportunity came to him, he actually said yes. He wasn't like these people where they're always like, no, thank you. I'm very good on my own. I don't need any help. You need help, bro. You need help. If Allah's literally giving you like an opportunity, go and take it. And especially for those guys that are like, wait, someone wants to hire me for a job, but like I see all these like online people saying this like, no, you should be quitting your job. You shouldn't be having a 9-to-5 job. Don't listen to those people, man. Oh, and then one last thing I should have added in here, which is number 4, is that you should try to get married, because it's just, I don't know what's about it, but it just feels like when you get married, there's a lot of blessings that also come your way. So you'll be able to like make more money, and just like as a man, something's going to be activated in your head where you're just like, holy crap, I actually have another person that I need to take care of now, and it's not just me anymore. So you're going to stop being lazy. If you're watching porn, you're going to stop doing that. If you're always like jerking off and stuff, you're going to stop doing that. So automatically, it's going to stop making you doing all these things. And if you don't stop doing these things and you're still married, I don't know what to say to you, bro. Somehow you got lucky, but that girl didn't pick a good guy. So stop doing like all these bad habits that you're doing. And then you'll notice too, when you get married, automatically you're just going to go and take more action. So this is the thing right here. If right now I needed to make like $10,000 ASAP, first of all, I would stop thinking. I would provide more value without asking for anything in return. And then anything that comes my way, I wouldn't say no to it, bro. Because Allah's given those things to me. So why would I reject an opportunity? I hope this whole video right here was helpful. Habibi, most of you guys, honestly, you're overcomplicating it. This right here is all you need. The Quran as well, it didn't really overcomplicate money, just because money was never supposed to be the thing that all your attention is on.